Alright everybody, how you doing? I got a big old handful of rocks today to cut. I think these are all from the Gila Bend Mountain Range area just outside of Phoenix, Arizona. Let's walk through these. I'm gonna set these down real quick. So first piece here is just a little tiny shard, but you can see the saginite sprays in it. Hint of possibly purple, so I'm hoping there's some purple in this guy when I cut him, and I hope it's solid enough to make a cabochon out of. So we'll try to cut it as close to this face as possible. Although he's pretty thin, I might not be able to do that by hand. So if he's a little thick, maybe I'll just cab this side of it. This is definitely something I want to cab. Alright, next up, I get this larger piece today. It's got some banded agate showing. It does have a crystal pocket in it, a little geo pocket. Got some host rock embedded on the side here. Hoping that doesn't go too deep. Doesn't look like it does. And maybe we'll get a nice solid piece out of here without a lot of fracture. So a little bit of quartz here. That should be a good one. It's pretty big. Alright. And then we got this piece. He's weathered. It's got some banding, or at least agate showing. Looks like it might be banded. I don't see any signs of quartz. So maybe he's solid agate. We'll see. Alright, here's a little piece. It's got some banding showing, some tubes, some more tubes on this side. Got some crystal impressions or negatives on the edge here. More here. So it'll be interesting. I'm hoping for some tubes and banding in that one. This piece here, it's got some quartz crystal showing here, some agate. I'm not sure what's going on this edge. Alright, well. Possibly banded agate in this, so cut him and see. Alright, this is a very odd wedge, triangle, pie-shaped thing. But you can see some banded agate around the edge, at least I think. It might be some quartz, can't tell. Sometimes these are pretty cool looking though. Like right here you can see, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. And this guy, looks like he might have some tubes in him. He's got some quartz crystal showing here. I think this is like there's a pocket here, and this is the end of it, so I don't think it goes too deep. So if I cut parallel to it, maybe I won't have any quartz. Ooh, This guy here was he's windowed on both sides, but if you look closely, it looks like this is all banded agate. Maybe there's some quartz in this, I can't tell. Yeah, it looks like it's possibly a quartz center, but banding around it. Banding showing on the side. Just gonna cut him right down the middle and see if that pattern is mostly banded or quartz. And alright, this is a decent sized nodule. Weathered pretty good. It's got a lot of surface fractures on these windows showing, but it looks pretty solid down the middle on this side. I'm not sure how I want to cut that one. You know, if I cut this way through that, I'm gonna get that on the bottom, unfortunately. If I try cutting it the other way, parallel to this, then I'm gonna cut through that. So any way you look at it, I don't think I can get a complete pattern out of that one. So however I can best cut it, I'll cut it, and we'll see what happens. Last up, all right, so this one, it's weird, it's like a flat on the bottom, like another one of those biscuits, almost like a Texas biscuit. But the top is kind of odd looking. It's like it didn't finish getting cooked. Alright, we'll just cut him and see. I'm guessing this one's not going to be too interesting. But sometimes I'm pleasantly wrong. Alright. So let me get these off to the saw, get them cut, and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, back from the saw. Let's see what we ended up with here. So let's start with this first kind of biscuit with the uncooked top, if you will. So what was in this? Okay, kind of that cotton candy looking stuff. That's cool looking, cooler than I thought it would be. All right, it's a pretty cool looking rock. Let's see what else we ended up with. Okay, this is the one that looked like a piece of calcite and you didn't see any banding or anything. Let's see what was on the inside. All right. Huh. Kind of cloudy looking. All right. Look nice in the tumbler. All right, next up we're gonna look at that piece of saginite. So, did what I wanted to do. I cut a slab off that end. So if it's any good, I can always cab this side. I mean, that side looks pretty cool, although it is weathered. All right. Solid, no pitting or anything. Full pattern. Kind of lacking color, but it's got some cool pattern. So I'll actually think about doing a cabochon out of this piece just to see if it's any good. If it is, then I can always come back and cut another slab off of this. Huh. It's a shame it didn't have any color, just kind of a white gray. But it's definite saginite. Very cool. Okay, next up, this little guy. So he's got a funky exterior, a little bit of blue-gray, agate showing. Let's see. All right, kind of a moss. I don't know, is it solid? Pretty solid. A little grainy in the brown area. Neat looking though. Got some banded agate in there. You can see some botryoidal stuff inside of it growing probably around whatever this stuff is. Okay, the banding on this side's a little nicer. Alright, throw that one in the tumbler. Alright, got another one of those blue-gray looking nodules. This is the one that had the quartz crystals on one end. Again, kind of a mossy looking stuff around that brown host with the white spots or tubes growing around those. Got some floating white orbs in there as well. It's pretty neat looking. He look nice in the tumbler. Alright. So we have this big old nodule. A lot going on the exterior. Let's see about the interior. Alright, got some banding. Does have some fractures, unfortunately, in it. It's got some of that host rock in there. And it's a little pitted. Again, it's a cool looking rock, but we'll probably just throw that in the tumbler. Alright. Next up, had that kind of a long, flat one. With some banding in there. And we got the banding. Got some stuff going on in it. Does have a fracture, healed fracture on that end. Another probably not healed fracture on that end. Pretty cool looking. Might look nice in the tumbler as well. Got a lot of tumble rocks today. Alright. Next up we had that white one. You could see some banding on this side. And it's almost all white. Same on that side. And on the interior. Alright. This is from the saw blade. A little bit of paint. The banding on this edge is pretty cool. Got a little fracture down here. Got a nice banded pattern in the middle. I mean, it's all bands, but they're all the same color, so it's hard to see them. This side's a little nicer. I don't know, probably just throw that in the tumbler as well. Alright. Next up, we had that larger nodule that had a banded agate showing and a quartz pocket. Let's see how we ended up on this cut. All right, well, this side here, you got a little bit of a geode bug. You got some stuff going on here. Moss. It's pretty cool looking. Nice pattern. And then that banded agate. And this side, it's the big side. Now the geode pocket's pretty much done. Got some more of that moss. And then a banded section here. It's got a lot of depth in that banding. Alright, maybe a face polish on these. Cool. 2 more to go. Alright, next up. Oh, you got this one. Wasn't sure what was going to be on it. Yeah, some faces showing some banding. Let's see what's on the inside. Alright, actually we got a full pattern in here. Pretty nice. Huh. Let's take a look at this side first real quick. I might consider taking a slab off of that, doing a cabochon. Although I do see a heel fracture down here. But that is really neat looking. Same with this side. It's big enough I could probably take a slab off of each and cab these. If not, we could face polish them. And we could definitely face polish whatever's left if I take a slab. Alright. Those are neat. Alright, last up. We had that big nodule that had the open faces. And it's like, I'm not sure how to cut this. I'm gonna end up losing some pattern probably, because I gotta cut through something. So I ended up cutting through this section here that was all broken off. Got a little piece and a big piece. Let's see how we did. Well, I actually got a full pattern for the most part. I mean, you did lose something up here, but the main part of the pattern is all down in here. You can see a fracture in here where that yellow color is coming in between the bands. And then this side, got kind of a spot or an orb or something in there, giving you an eye. Got a little bit of pattern right here on that broken section. But this is really cool looking. Very nice. I don't know, probably just a face polish, but I really do like that one. Alright, well that is it for this video. So we will see you on the next one. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.